First, though, the bombshell news this afternoon. Ghislaine Maxwell, the British socialite and heiress who became a confidant of disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein and was later accused of being involved in his sexual crimes, has been arrested today by the FBI. That is a story that's been broken by NBC News out of New York. It's believed that she was arrested in New Hampshire. And of course, there has been this international manhunt underway for Ghislaine. Well, we now know where she is. Let's bring in Ashley Pearson, now the American showbiz and royal correspondent. Ashley, bombshell news this afternoon. What does this mean for Prince Andrew?
Well, it's not good news. Certainly. Investigators have actually been looking into Epstein's associates for about a year, and Ghislaine was right at the top of that list of people that they wanted to see indicted. The fact is, Ghislaine knows an awful lot about what happened with Prince Andrew and all the other powerful, famous people that Epstein was friends with, perhaps, providing girls for. And she knows where the bodies are buried. And this can't be good news for anyone who's been kind of hiding out and trying to find cover during this difficult time.
It's a fascinating question, though, isn't it, Ashley? Because I've followed this case closely, and I think you can look at it in two ways. Because absolutely, this could be disastrous for Prince Andrew if Ghislaine Maxwell were to, for example, provide any details about his involvement with these women, which, of course, we should stress he has always denied. However, Ashley, we also know that Prince Andrew remained close to Ghislaine Maxwell. So is it possible that she will try to exonerate the Duke of York?
I think that's very likely, Dan. I think it is very likely that she would try to exonerate him. By all accounts, they're very good friends and have been for decades. At the same time, frequently when someone is confronted with a crime and offered long jail sentences, they very often take a deal, which involves talking about accomplices, confessing about things that other people did, providing information to facilitate arrests of others. And you can be sure that if she were to provide incriminating confirmation regarding Prince Andrew, she would probably see a reduction in her own sentence. And prosecutors are smart enough to know that that is going to be very enticing, perhaps, for her if she sees herself facing a lifetime in prison, which frankly she deserves.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Ashley, of course. If this is the way that she could either avoid prison altogether or reduce a sentence. It's interesting, though, Ashley, too, isn't it? Because Donald Trump has involved himself in this case somewhat.
So is Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is up to his eyeballs. Bill Clinton was on that plane in the plane manifest numerous times. Why does Bill Clinton spending so much time on that island? I don't know about you, but I was riveted by the Netflix documentary. And
I haven't watched it yet, actually, but people say it's brilliant.
It's disturbing. And, Dan, I knew it was going to be hard to watch and hear the girls recount what happened to them, and it certainly is. But one of the things I found so disturbing was the account of how many powerful men seem to be involved in covering this up or immediately disavowing any connection to Epstein when we know for a fact they were either on the island or on the plane to the island. And I think Prince Andrew is just part of a much larger group of powerful individuals who do not want to see Ghislaine sit down and tell everything that she knows.
Trump, of course, won't want this to go any further. He has a close relationship with the British royal family. He was speaking to the Queen on the phone, I think it was either earlier this week or last week. But could this put more of a strain on diplomatic relations, do you think, between the UK and US?
No, in the sense that I think Queen and the Queen and Trump are probably on the same side in that neither one wants to see Andrew subject to some kind of deep, disturbing investigation. Andrew's been very clear that he's offered full cooperation. The U.S. Justice Department has begged to differ on that. But, Ghislaine's arrest is almost certainly going to mean that things are about to get more involved for Prince Andrew, and he will, in fact, be required to go to the U.S. and give testimony under oath. Let's put it this way, Dan, this is not going away anytime soon.
For people who don't know much about Ghislaine Maxwell, Ashley, she has been a shadowy figure, hasn't she? Of course, the daughter of Robert Maxwell, the media baron. But is there much that we actually know about this woman and her current life?
Well, she has been scrupulous about her privacy. You know, we knew she was this kind of socialite, a social figure who traveled in very Eurocentric circles. Since Epstein's suicide, she's been, really on the run. And nobody kind of knew where she was. She was spotted in Paris. You know, there were rumors she'd gone to Israel. She was hiding and staying with trusted colleagues and friends, people who she probably procured girls for, allegedly, that were now protecting her. But, she's been kind of on the run, and it's been hard to find her. Now they have. But she's a very reclusive figure. She's been scrupulous about her own privacy. And I think she was very happy to operate on the periphery of Epstein's life. But what we know from all the countless testimony and brave women who've come forward is that without Ghislaine, it remains to be seen if there would have been an Epstein and how much he was able to prey on these girls that Ghislaine allegedly kind of brought into the stable for him in a very terrible, disgusting manner.
Just finally, Ashley, do we know if Ghislaine stood by Jeffrey Epstein right until the end of his life? He, of course, committed suicide in, it was last August, wasn't it? Or last July.
Yeah. We have every reason to believe that she did. Ghislaine never was seen to cooperate with prosecutors. She never went on the record to condemn anything that he did. We have every reason from what we know to believe that she was steadfastly loyal until the end.
Ashley Pearson, American showbiz and royal correspondent with fascinating insight there into the breaking news of the day. Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested by the FBI in the American state of New Hampshire on charges relating to her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Of course, we should stress that Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton have denied any wrongdoing in this case. We'll have more on this as it develops throughout the show.